Hello and welcome. My name is Mark Benton and I'm an English qualified lawyer and I work for Ahnse Law Offices, which is based in Seoul in South Korea, and I assist our foreign clients who have legal problems in Korea. And today I want to say a few words about establishing a corporate presence in South Korea. What are your options? What can you do? So let's move on and look into this in more detail. Okay, so what are your options? I mean, basically you have two main options. One is to establish a branch office, the other is to establish a subsidiary. And very briefly, the difference between the two: well, a branch office is kind of an extension of the parent company. It's not a separate legal entity, whereas a subsidiary is a discrete legal entity. It's a discrete legal company. It's separate from the parent, and that has at least two significant consequences, which we will talk about a little bit later on. Okay, so branch office. So basically you have two options. You have the liaison office, or to establish a for-profit branch office. So let's have a look at a liaison office. So a liaison office, what can a liaison office do? Well, basically a liaison office is a non-income generating entity. Its purpose is for marketing, prospecting for business, research and development, but it's not permitted to generate any income, so its scope of activities are very limited. The alternative to a branch, to the liaison office is a for-profit branch office, and obviously this can engage in whatever profit-making activity or income-generating activities it's permitted to do by the law and in accordance with its articles of incorporation. Okay, so let's take a look at a subsidiary. A subsidiary, like I said before, is a discrete legal entity. It's separate from the parent, and you basically have a couple of options. So Korea has foreign exchange control laws. This means that all money coming into and going out of the country is monitored, regulated by the Bank of Korea. In practice, that responsibility is generally delegated to the foreign exchange control banks. The main piece of legislation is the Foreign Exchange Transactions Act. However, the Foreign Investment Promotion Act was enacted in order to promote further foreign investment into Korea. The qualifying threshold is Korean won 100 million, which is currently about $75,000. And if you make an FDI qualifying investment, then that confers at least two very significant advantages. The first one is that all remittances to the home country are guaranteed by the Korean government. The second is that it's a much easier path to a D8 visa. You can incorporate for less than the FDI qualifying amount, so less than 100 million Korean won. But if you want to get a visa, then it's much more difficult to do that. And again, the remittances to the home country are not guaranteed, although during good economic times this is practically not much of an issue. Okay, so the obvious question is, what should you establish, a branch or a subsidiary? So again, a subsidiary is a discrete legal entity, and this has two main consequences. The first one is legal liability. So if the subsidiary or the parent has legal problems, then the other one is insulated from them. The second is that because the subsidiary is a discrete legal entity, then it's also a discrete entity for taxation purposes. So it generates income, it incurs costs, and has profit and loss, and that's distinct from the parent. Alternatively, the branch office, that's kind of an extension of the home company. It's not a separate legal entity, so therefore there are potential legal liability and taxation issues. So the branch is not insulated from legal issues the parent may have, and vice versa, and also tax. It's income generated in Korea. There can be arguments between that and income generated in the home country. So our standard advice, therefore, is to establish an FDI qualifying subsidiary, because you avoid the legal liability issues, and also it's much cleaner from a taxation point of view. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of this very short piece on establishing a corporate presence in Korea. If you want to contact me, these are my contact details. Thank you very much.